yeah, let's kick into Daredevil. What did you think of this week's episode?
I at first I wasn't really digging it. I was like, okay, they're kind of pulling back really hard on whatever it is that they're trying to set up, and I'm not totally a fan of it. I think what they were ultimately trying to do is essentially like make it so that Vanessa was like the big bad, but I mean, it only makes sense that she is for like a temporary reason, and then you have Fisk. Fisk is actually like the big bad, considering that he can actually destroy anybody that like he walks into at this point. I did, however, like that the dynamic between them is explained a bit more, especially at the beginning of the episode, because we see like how it seems like Vanessa's still by his side. It's just that she felt alone at the time, and which I again, we've talked about this before. It's just the weirdest kind of outcome for these characters. You would think that they would just be loyal enough to be like, yeah, I'll wait for you, don't worry, like it'll be fine. But
A little more
it,
time, eh? Vanessa's waited for
yeah,
so long at this stage. What's a little bit more time? Man, I'm red in the face from saying this over the last couple of weeks, but it's a weird change. Like it's a weird way to push the two characters. I don't really understand the decision behind it. What's the vision? I don't really get it. It just kind of tarnishes their relationship, in my opinion. Like, and I know by the end of this episode, like I think Vanessa has a line where she says, like, oh, we've what did she say? We've killed and buried our differences, and everything's good now. I don't think we need your services anymore, sort of thing. And it's kind of like, was it that easy? Like, like all you had to do was just kill this dude and that was it. It was over. I don't know, bro. It just felt strange. I
yeah,
don't like it at all. I would have liked maybe, Vanessa to like maybe refuse to kill him for some reason or another. Like, did she kill him out of fear? Did she actually like want to kill him? Like it just felt really weird. I don't know. Like what did you make of that? Like, do you think that she kind of did it because she had to, or she did it because she wanted to?
I think she did it because she wanted to show him that, like, okay, I will give you another chance, essentially. Like, she still like in terms of the show, like she has Fist by the balls, because like he's so into her, and he's like, and he refuses to let anybody else be near her, and to like give her basically the time of day. And the only reason why anybody would be able to talk to her right now is because they essentially have to talk to her. Except for Matt. Like, you saw Matt like just immediately jump in and was like, hey, you mind if I mind if I take a run? And I was like, oh shit, okay. So like he's kind of on this vendetta, which I think is cool. But like, you see Fisk at the same time, he's like, what the fuck are you doing with my
Uh,
girl?
yeah, Matt's losing it. Like he's kind
Yeah,
of his relationship's rocky with his new girl because like he's snapping at her and he's talking about vigilantes and everything. His work relationships all over the place. Like he's really letting this all get to him. It's like he's crumbling. Um, yeah, it's just Matt's just in crisis mode. It's crazy.
yeah, he just won't let things go. Like, he's filled with revenge, which I mean, it's to be fair, because like he just realized that like Foggy was killed on purpose. It wasn't like some sort of random act from Dexter just being like, you know, what's the word?
Crazed or whatever.
Yeah, craze, like, oh, taking revenge and whatnot. It was actually a planned hit.
I'm surprised he didn't like even think of that possibility beforehand. It's a bit of a strange one. Like I kind of thought like, it's been over a year since Foggy's died and now he's only putting those pieces together. I thought that was a bit strange.
Well, I mean, when you remember the season 3, I think it was, it really felt personal, like the way Daredevil put away Dexter.
Mm.
So I would understand if maybe he had like just this feeling like, well, if I can't take you down, I'm going to take your friends down. Um, which, I mean, that's not out of the question, especially for heroes. A lot of heroes, when they have their loved ones discovered due to their secret identity, it's like, oh man, don't think to just keep them protected for as long as you can. It's more so like, It's fine. It's fine. And then like the next day, MJ gets fucking taken out, or
Yeah.
Gwen gets her neck snapped, and it's like it's that easy once they find out. And so I could see that being a thing. Um, but obviously they wanted to kind of shoehorn, in my opinion, they wanted to shoehorn Vanessa a bit more as like the culprit, and maybe the reshoots, in my opinion, might have like had an involvement with that. Like maybe Vanessa was supposed to be a big bad, like even bigger kind of
Yeah.
situation, and then they had to like pull it back a bit because they're like, that doesn't make sense considering that Fisk has always been like the big bad, and that there shouldn't be any reason not to keep him as such.
So you know the way Vanessa whispered to Fisk and like Matt overheard it, and that's how he found out. Like,
Yeah,
do you think that that was like originally in the script, or you think maybe they added that in like a
I,
addition, like ADR thing?
I think they added it in for sure because it feels like it's all over the place right now.
Hmm.
Even at the beginning scenes, like it just feels like this was forced
Yeah.
in the sense, like it's just, I don't know, like, and it's hard for me to trust anything Marvel does right now, considering that they've really been on edge trying to like essentially shoehorn a couple of characters here and there, especially if like we don't even care about them. It's like it's so weird. Like why should we care about Vanessa? Like what makes her so important besides the fact that like it's Kingpin's wife essentially.
Mm. Yeah,
You know,
I don't really give a shit about Vanessa, honestly. I liked her in the original show. I thought she had a bit more character, but this time around, it's just I don't know. She's kind of just smug and arrogant and boring, but like and like I don't know. Are we meant to fear her? But like it doesn't feel like it's earned. Um, and like I don't know, man. It's just it feels like she's kind of just been shoehorned into this new role without any like she hasn't earned it. There's no purpose to it. It's just kind of happened, and we're just expected to kind of just go along with it, Because like the last time we see her, she's just come out of hiding. They get married straight away, and then Daredevil's kicking the shit out of him, and then he gets put back in prison. And it's like,
right?
you know, if you're gonna do a thing where it's like now she's become this big like queen pin or whatever you want to call her, like do a flashback and spend like 20 minutes of an episode maybe showing us how she gets there, maybe
Hmm.
like because that's like a big character development for her to go from like the kind of the wife or whatever the not to call her a widow, but like at some point she thinks that he's dead, so she probably was referring to herself as a widow.
Hmm.
But like to go from the wife who has to kind of sit at the sidelines while her husband's locked up to now running the criminal organization, like it's like I'd like to kind of see how that is actually put in place, how that actually happens.
I
Just
agree.
it feels a little weird to me.
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I was thinking that why didn't they just make a show about her?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just do even if it was a mini series? I think I would
Mm.
have accepted that a lot more than just, oh, she's now like the head of the crime family essentially. Like she's handling all the business because Fisk is out. And yeah, like I can see that in some cases, but like for the most part it's like why and when, and like you know at what
How?
point, yeah, how, like
Everything.
at what point does Vanessa have the right to take over? Like did Fisk tell her to take over at any point? Did we have the notion that she would have the balls to do so? She was a fucking, like, wasn't she an art seller or something like that?
Exactly, yeah. So she went from art seller to like queen pin in the shadows off screen, and we don't know like how or why or when even. So it's
Yeah.
like even like talking about all the stuff with like Matt and Foggy, for example, like how long or like between like Dex and that whole situation, it's like season 3 of the show aired in 2018. Do we believe that the show actually took place in 2018 in the Marvel timeline? And then like obviously the events of Infinity War, Civil War, blah blah blah, like the whole world goes to shreds and then it comes back. Like why would Dex potentially what, like 7 years later after the incident of the last season, he just randomly decides to kill Foggy on the side of the street? It just I feel like the show should have spent time catching us up on where it left off. There's a big gap between the Netflix show and where we are now, and there's no kind of explanation as to how we got to where we are. We saw the tiny bit in episode 1 where it just looked like the next episode of the show, and then shit hits the fan, and then we just like fade out, and then it's like 1 year later, and the whole thing is different. Matt's in a different place, different firm, living in a different apartment. It just feels so different, and it's like they could have easily, like, the show's 9 episodes. I think when they first announced it, it was going to be 18 episodes. You
Hmm.
know, give us 10 and do an episode about Fisk and Vanessa and show us like how he goes from season 3 of this show to Hawkeye to Echo to this show, like where, like, how, explain the timeline to us, because like if you just take Fisk, like, not even taking Daredevil or any of these guys into it, like, but like how does Fisk go from the end of the original show to where he gets locked up again, he's caught again, and then he's out again by the looks of it, and then we do flashbacks to like 2007, way before all this, and then we then flash forward to what, 2022, 21, 22, whatever it was, and he's like out and he's still the criminal mastermind, and the events of Hawkeye happen, and then Echo happens, and then he gets shot and he disappears again, and it's like it just feels all kind of weird. It feels strange. Like I
Yeah,
would like some clarity on the timeline.
yeah, not enough not enough exposition. It's too convoluted. I definitely feel on the same page as you on this one. I mean, like, I'm not like, I think, we both agree that Vanessa was great in the original series. I think it
She was
worked out
fantastic.
for her character, the way that she just kind of grows into this love of power, which is great. So then when you get to this point, it's like, okay, she loves power. Is that all you're gonna tell us in terms of like why she even has power to begin with?
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
I don't buy it that, she's an art dealer, and, she might be have a little kink towards men with power and stuff. Like, that's how it felt in the original show. And then, she marries him and stuff like that. And she's like, show me your empire. I'm part of this now. I'm at risk too. I deserve to know. And then he starts kind of letting her in. And like, you remember, like, when he's like talking in his little hideout in the hotel, and it's like,
mhm.
your man's waiting for his fixer's waiting for like Vanessa to leave the room, and he's like, no, you can say anything in front of her now, she deserves to know, blah blah blah. So it's like, okay, he's starting to let her in, but then it goes from that to her leading all of the gangs in New York. Like, so it's like, I'd love to see an episode with her where it shows us how that all happened.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely, and
they do it.
just
Maybe they do it in season 2. I don't know, but I feel like we need it now. We should have had it episode 3 or something, like, should have been like a, here's Vanessa, here's how she's gotten to the front of the table or the head of
yeah,
the table.
exactly.
You
Like,
know,
because they respect her for the fact that she's Kingpin's like squeeze essentially.
Mhm.
So now that
Squeeze.
he's gone, yeah. So, but now he's gone. So what makes her respectable amongst the organization? Like what gives her the right to rule over everybody?
I
It's
still think
it
it's fear. Because when we first see Vanessa sitting at the table having the meeting with all the gangs, and then Fisk comes in, and you can just see the whole room go silent, and they're all kind of staring kind of at Fisk when he walks into the room, and he's like, Vanessa, can I have a word with you? And like everyone's just like kind of sitting there shitting themselves, going like, oh my god, it's him, like, what do we do? So I think it's fear, to be honest. But again, I still would like to see the development of what all happened on screen,
yeah,
rather than just hearing about it and going, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Like, it just
yeah, that works.
it's, yeah, that's okay. I understand. But it's like, when we first heard that Foggy was going to die off screen and Karen was going to just disappear or whatever it was, or the both of them were going to die off screen, and then Matt just goes into a depression. Like, we said this straight away. Like, we're like, that's not it. Like, that you can't just do that. You can't just like have these big, like, fucking massive, like, character development moments happen off screen. And they kind of tried to address it in this show, but they've done massive developments to other characters off screen, and we're just supposed to accept it. It just feels weird to me, man. I don't
Yeah,
like there. It's my least favorite part of the show, and it annoys me as well because I love the character of Fisk so much. And in this episode as well, like, we kind of see him starting to get angry a little bit, and I was just like, yes, here we go. Like, I was like, yes, like, the old Fisk is back. Like, this is where, like Vincent is such a fantastic actor that I'm just like, when I see him kind of losing his shit, I'm like, this is Fisk. This is why he got that role. I'm like, this is what I want to see. And he just kind of is just calming himself down straight away. Now, I think in the last episode, he's going to be off the rails again because obviously Dex has tried to take a shot at Kingpin. So he's going to be on the fucking warpath in the finale, which is obviously great. But it just, yeah, it feels like, we've gone 9 episodes to get here. It's kind of crazy.
And we've only seen the suit maybe twice.
Bro. That, like, my missus said to me when we stopped watching this episode, like, she was just like, "Where's all the action? Where is it?" Like, she's like, in every episode of the original show, you'd see some sort of fight or something. There'd be
Yep.
action of some sort, whether it's like a gun, like a gunfight, or some martial arts or something would be happening. That's physical and choreographed and all this sort of stuff, and it was a spectacle. Whereas in this, it's just turned into a drama now. It's like it's all talk and very little action, which is I'm shocked to have to admit it. Like it's kind of crazy. There's if you remember back in like the press tour as well, like they Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were asked, what's your favorite episode? Like, what are we looking forward to the most? And Charlie kept saying like, oh, there's like so much stuff in this show that we just can't believe that we got away with Disney with filming, and it's crazy and it's gory and it's all this and stuff that we weren't and shocked that we were shocked about. We couldn't even do this in the old show. And like my initial thought was always going to be like, oh, Muse must get fucked up, like he's gutting people alive, and we'll see him
Mhm.
like taking people's insides out and all this mad shit. But again, we just kind of heard about it. We maybe saw a tiny bit of him trying to like take blood out of somebody or whatever, and we heard again like he's painting with the blood and all this sort of stuff. But like we didn't see any crazy gory shit. And like they've said, like both Vincent and Charlie have said like their favorite episodes are 8 and 9. And like, after watching 8, I'm kind of like, yeah, it was fine. Like, I love having Bullseye out of prison. I think he's a fucking fantastic character. He's one of the best villains in Marvel, in my opinion. Like, I just loved like his build up in that original show was just absolutely sensational. And now that he's kind of enhanced as well, he's even like more deadly. And I just think that's amazing. I love just his whole style. I just love that he can just like, pick up, like he fucking kills a guard with his tooth. Like it's just, it's wild. And like, I love that. Like, and even in the original show, he's like picking off like chandelier pieces and he's like using them as knives and all. I love that sort of shit. Like, that's incredible. Keep it up, please. But I just feel like, again, we've next week's episode. So we have another hour at max, I would say. And then we got to wait until next year to see the next episode. So it's just like, I don't know. It feels like there was a lot of time wasted with talking and all the like. I know there's a story building with like BB Urich and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, she got way too much screen time. It's like, it was crazy. Like, I understand, like, it's Ben's niece, whatever. She's like, and then we find out in the last episode now, she's like, oh, I know he had something to do with his death, and that's why I'm really digging into it. I'm ghostwriting under a different alias or something. Like, tell us that fucking 4 episodes ago and leave it at that. See you next season, sort of thing. But she's in every fucking episode. It's like ridiculous. Like, there's no need for it at all. So stuff like that, like, I'm just like, we're wasting time here, guys. Like all
Yeah.
those like at least half of those BB scenes could have been taken out, and we could have had like fight scenes, anything, Matt training, Kingpin kicking the fuck out of people, like anything, like more Punisher. Like, there could have been so much they could have done that I just feel like they haven't. I feel like they've just wasted so much time, and it's very frustrating because look, the show's good. I'm not going to deny that it's not. And I've said this from day one. If it was half as good as the Netflix show, we'd be eating good. And it is. It's not as good as the Netflix show, but it's still solid. And I think a lot of people are really liking it. Like, I checked the IMDb rating before we went live. It's sitting on a 9.2. That's very impressive. That is
It's
impressive.
really good.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like it. I wouldn't score the episode of 9.2 myself, probably like 8.5 or something, or, lower eights. But I think the show is probably sitting at maybe like an 8.3, 8.4 or something like that for me. It's great. It's probably the best thing that Disney Plus have put out, but it's still like not Daredevil, you know? It's just
Y-
it's missing a lot.
Right. Right. Yeah, definitely. Because I think that the most enjoyable episodes were definitely like the one with Kamala's father and the bank scenes and whatnot. And I thought that was really fun. even the show, even the episode with Muse and Daredevil in the suit was really fun. The next episode afterward, um, but then like
Bro.
killing him off immediately, like in the following episode or in the next two following episodes, it was a letdown, man.
It was again such promise for a great villain, like really fucked up villain, and where they could have stretched it out for a season or two, like what they're trying to do with Bullseye now. You know, you could have a big like really good arc with him, and then let him get locked up or something, and then he gets out, and he comes back. Like what kind of what they're doing now, but like to bring this guy in, have him kind of build up in a similar way to Bullseye, and then episode 6 they have a big fight, which I thought was going to be in like the season finale or episode 8 or something like that, and
Mhm.
then for him to just die, get shot by the girlfriend in episode 7, I'm still shocked about it. I can't believe that they just wrote him off that way and did it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
I
Finto.
don't know.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and like, and let us know in the comments what you think below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.